guys, it's Trisha from Girl Friday. A product is made out of several parts. And to be functional, you need to put everything working together. So if I take a product, this one is fucking shit, but it's a product still. Because people, you see, they like to flog you some solution which are totally finished. People know, and also people know that people are impressionable. And we like things who's moving. So this one move and turn on his own. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy. But when you test the machine behind it, when you put it on, and it's fully charged, well, it will remain there, then it drops. There's a fault in a technology. So nobody cares what you need to do. If you like your item, well, you need to send it back to the manufacturer, the person who done it, if you can find them. Because when people are unscrupulous and they have bad intentions, they hide themselves. They truly hide themselves. They're not gonna tell you where they are. They will stay silent forever. And this is when research comes in, and research is very useful because you need to dig for the information and look for it. Sometimes it's well hidden, such as in the cellar, and you can't get it. And this one, look, he has a life on his own. It's a pea. But the robotic has advanced. Wow, it's amazing how they put a robot at the effigy of a human. I mean, when you remove the head, you have the cheeks there. They're so proud of their development that they put that on LinkedIn, because Trisha said that every single innovation is on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has gone from strength to strength. Trust me. But you also put on LinkedIn your job so people can access your job. That's where they go. So LinkedIn has become a major platform. People naturally talk about other people, what we lack. I've done it myself for Woman Day, International Woman 226. I've done it myself. I prop up the person who has helped me build Girl Friday. Even though one may think that I build Girl Friday on my own, there's always a person at the back of you who help you. Without knowing it, you access this person. They provide their services and product to you. You leave them on their own, or they leave you to go and see what you can do for yourself. Then after you remember when it's time that this person was a catalyst of your growth. And for Girl Friday, is Mavis Awonka of Rich Vision. You see, it feels natural. I myself got this. When I do a piece of work for people, they tend to be happy, and when they're ready, they put a review for us. Much more appreciative. If they put a bad review, we might say thank you if it's fairly done. But people will do that to you unfairly too. You may think that you're so good and you power in the show because you got so much customer. You got that big audience admiring you, propping you, and behind you, you got so many people cheering you, cheering your development. That happens so quick in the music industry because the music industry has power, you see. Every time somebody sing, move, happy, have a good voice, and they bellowing their tune out, everybody's like, yay! Yeah, that's the music industry. Now, you have the retail industry. I feel look good, man. I feel look good. Everybody's trying to prop their purchasing power, their value proposition, logo, or themselves, wanting to be the face of the company, or the person behind who help. I know the business to pass through. Well, there's not many businesses like there who set themselves to be that at Girl Friday. We notice many people copy relentlessly, forcing people to make development a little bit sturdier, stronger, difficult to copy. But human beings, we are smart. Yeah, there is people that are smarter than me. And there is people they're not smarter than me. They do. There is in this life stupid people. Yes, it's not nice to insult anyone or anything. No. Because they will say that you have an abusive behavior. And the more you do it, you are messing up the chance for somebody to go up. This will be leadership for you. They will pile negativity on you, negativity on you, negativity on you. Which is needed, to be honest. Because if you want to be a leader, you need to show who you are. You do. And if somebody wants to come up next to you, I'm afraid you need to tear them down. But not in a bad way. No, you need to have them next to you. Because the youngster out there, they don't know everything. They think they do. They probably say, oh, I can use it, I can use it. But do they really know how to use it? No. Many people know basic things. Much them don't know. But people say, oh, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. Why would not we say that? We do want other people to be on the top, because everybody one day gonna fade away. But if you leave something for people to study there, trust me, people will take it. And at Girl Friday, you see, this was our aim all along. My kid told me, he got so much grandiose idea. People have told me this, but hey, if you don't have grandiose ideas, there is no development which happen in the world. Another thing that people do so naturally, so instantly, they reward people who does framework. We love Amazon. We love the way they were able to help themselves and stood out, use edge-all method, cutting every single competitor with lower prices, taking the cut themselves. They don't mind it because they thought of the long run. Because most people can't stand not having money. Because we need money to be able to pay our supplier. We need money to pay our services. We need a positive cash flow. We need to maintain our system. The aim of business is not to be self-made. It's to have a human advantage. If you don't know what means self-made, I suggest you go on Girl Friday, look at the definition. We define our own word creation. And a human advantage, well, it's a better word than unfair advantage. What is unfair if you are on the top? Hello, Jesus. Hello, Jesus, please. What is unfair if you sit on the top? This is a wrong word to use. So, we brought a better one. Yes, a better one. And you know what is it? Let me take my cup. Yeah. Having a human advantage. Isn't that sounds better? It is better on the brain. Smooth. Because we are human. Unfair has a negative connotation. It does. I define this one too. It is on Girl Friday. Yeah. Accessibility is huge. We need accessibility. We do. We need also to have discernment when we share. Because it's not everybody who have access to your system. There is such a thing as company secret. Yeah. It's called internal system. Now, let me tell you something. People always compare themselves. Comparison is key. Now, the strongest person survive because it is human nature to want to topple the next one. And they use all the strategies that they could. So they're gonna say, I know you're doing this. Why are you always doing this? I see that you're drinking cold water. Why are you drinking cold water? People say question. That's how people learn. So we need to ask questions if we want to learn. But it's for you to discern if the question is beneficial for the person or they are using you to etch at your confidence. Because in this life, if you walk like this, like somebody who wants something, people will even mirror that behavior. And they be your friend. Oh, yes. And they'll drink the same drink as you. You drink whiskey, mate? That's jovial, that's party. This is what we do. And anybody who don't do it, well, there's a weird one out there. Yeah. And if you don't go and party and have a good time, I mean, having a whiskey or two, loosen up your tongue, and you can do better work, If you find difficulty with performing, well, drink your coffee. It gives you a ton of energy. All those humanity systems, no good. But you always get full for it. Why? Because other people doing it. So no one is standing out. Nobody. So now when people stand out, everybody's like, yay! They done it. That's why Elon Musk went and brought a rocket out there. And NASA decided, NASA is the American government too, yeah? So decided to take it. Yeah. True. But, seriously, people say we only need to tell people because we need to prop the nation. So everybody's doing it. But why do we need to do it? Why on earth? If you look through history. 1 minute. I'm coming back. If you look through history, there's currently many wars happening in the world. I mean, Trump thinks he can take country leader like this. Yeah. He said he can. Yeah, people say it's important to tell other people's name. Why is that? Why do we have to smooth people? For access? Access to what? Access to their badness? Or their goodness, maybe? But we need to say people name. My own daughter Chelsea says she doesn't know what to call me anymore. Well, why? Because people tell you stupid things. She knows her mama. And she knows she has to call me mama. So people try. But what they don't know, people, while you are busy trying to kill what you think is competition to your growth, your eyes is cut. And that's happened all the time in the world. History truly repeats itself. Who said that? Molière. Back in the maybe the 1500, he says that. Big data come from the past. It does. You don't have to be an historian to look. The information has been left for people to use. We all want to be used. Some people want to be abused. But there's benefit being alone, being silent, no distraction. No distraction. And people do amazing. But they also benefit to have that huge, big audience. Very big, many departments. That's because you are helping now the economy. You participating into the system, the worldwide system, which we really need together vertically, horizontally, making a mountain. As the biggest mountain, the Mount Everest. The world is designed this way. The planet is designed this way. It's so huge, just chain of mountain going around. We only got really 20% of land, 80% of water. When we notice this, you have to tell the world. Because that means you've been observant and you paid attention to the world around you. But to be frank and honest, most people walk oblivious to what's in front of them. They all think that they pay attention, but really no one is. No one is. Now, I've noticed something. And I've truly noticed something with people. And it's recurring, and it always has been there. Throughout the years. I mean, university. They teach wonderful things to people. When people go to universities, some of them come out as prime minister, president even. They're doing really well. Really well. I mean, Simon Sinek himself, in 2009, he said like this, many people doesn't know their why. And he wasn't to something. Oh yes, he was. Because purpose does matter. So they called him the fucking genius for this. Because he noticed what I've noticed. People are oblivious. And people are constantly looking for solution. No matter how old you are, they start young. Even parents put it on their kid. The school doing it, closing the system, making 80%, noticing the kid mistake. Instead of propping the youngster to do something, no, they don't want to be outshined. So they will go shut down. I think it's human nature based on natural. What is the driver? There's only two things really. Fear and power. And fear is a driver in everybody. It's a system that we have just in case somebody is harming us, we can fight to the finish. Pass our fear, breathe in, breathe out, and fight. Thinking, enemies are at the line. They're here to harm you. You need to fight for the finish. You see that in the army, but you also see that in business. He has another name. It's called competitor rivalry. But there's one thing out there. Oh, competitor rivalry. No, we didn't do this one. That's part 5. What we did, Girl Friday us, we did the competitor analysis, join them together. This is the best partnership. You can't beat it. No, being together would, we can learn something from everyone out there. Being alone has its benefit, but the greater benefit is when we have that big audience. Yeah, the greater benefit is when we have that big audience. Mind you, if you want to be selected out there, you need to present yourself, but you don't need to prance yourself like an idiot. Being selective is a thing too. Because in this life, you need to have discernment. And a little something about you. So to be honest, every older people out there come out to say this. Because, hey, we need to help the youngsters out there. We do. But do you think the young people care about it? No, they don't. Because human beings are like this. We are takers. Why do people steal you? Why do people steal from you? That behavior happens when people don't have enough. When you remove something from them, the need gets stronger. And it can be about anything, really. Anything that somebody thinks is valuable to them. And people know that, they do. Anything very valuable to them. So if I say this is very valuable to me, I love this product, and suddenly you take it from me, well, it will crush me, harm me. It will, I will go and fight for it. Yeah. I'm an unconventional CEO. I might surprise everyone if I put a costume on. They say, oh, Trisha, dress smart now. I can do it. But I've realized the habille ne fait pas le moine. I mean, even if I walk among leaders, the leader of this world, yeah? Even if I walk among them, people will tell me, Trisha, you have to dress, put on your costume. You cannot walk in this party like this. No. You have to have a costume because you're going to be rejected. Nah! You don't look good. They won't tell you, but they would say like this. You don't have the appropriate attire on you now. Those are the self-loathing people. They like to put major on people. We need to make people polite, because we're gonna accept our own boundary. This is true. You have to put your boundary, and they have to be solid. Because otherwise, what's happened? This year, I heard a lot of narcissism. Narcissism is alienation. People don't think so, but it is. I work in mental health for 15 years of my life and a little bit more. And I've noticed a lot of things. I observed and I was able to help my people at the time. Because every job that I work in, I left my name there. And what I've noticed is most people are susceptible. All of us are susceptible, really, even me. It's very easy to make people apply to what you want. It is. We all have fear, and some people use it every day on you to control a nation. When they want to wage a war, they do it. And they control a population. And after some people ask, how come people can be so controlled? People take also any innovation. I mean, the mobile phone, they sell it as is the latest. You can make phone call. You can call your friend and your family. We can do video and we can promote ourselves. We can attract a nation. We can do this, but do you know if your mobile phone is not leaking liquid nitrogen in your hand, slowly slipping inside you and killing you? Do you? No, you don't. The only thing you know is the mobile look good. You see the usefulness. You see how beautiful you can look when you do video. And people carry on putting that there because they know people love it. Yeah. We do. All over the world. Because we need to show up. Nobody favors somebody who hide cowardly under a desk because they don't want to be seen or as an odd behavior. They repulse it. Yet, if you were time to look inside people without judgment, you will find gem in people. But that people doesn't discover that because some people will never discover it throughout their life because they fancy the limelight. The people who look together, they appear to stand together. They look good. They're on the TV. So they said, yes, we need people to motivate people, but they self-loaded because they are in a little job where they are in a limelight and they like this. Oh yeah, prancing about like puppet. Yeah. And people say we need this because they call it entertainment. It is entertainment. We laugh at it. We think it's funny. Yeah, we need that. That's what people say. Because it's good for the mind. And you never know, someone might be an entertainer themselves. Because it's human nature. So they feel natural. We need exercise. Like we breathe. Exercise is not temporary. They have you think that is temporary with very good advertisement. Oh yes. But exercise is for life. People think that people don't do nothing. So they say, women is a 50. You need to do your exercise, your tai chi, your movement. You truly do need to do it. Because exercise is for life. But who's doing your tai chi for you is a younger woman. People like to recognize themselves into others. This is how we are. People know. The astute people recognize the behavior and try it for themselves because human beings are triers. This is how we progress. This is how we innovate. And innovation comes from anywhere. From anything. So really, when people divide a whole system, intangible system, it is used for centuries. It is big. People refuse it. People don't take it. So we need to be popular in order for people to access us. It's truly easier to promote yourself, anything you do, if you're popular. So people will power that show all the time. The last popular person is Stephen Bartley with his podcast. And he was so sure that he was onto something that when somebody, and many people copied him, he went, oh, they copy me, with the shock of his life. On that foolish, he didn't even think that he could be replicated. To have that level of thinking, you see, you need to be free here. Free here, free of ox. You need to be free. You need to lose yourself of all comparison. You need to become so still. You need to tell yourself, I don't need validation. I don't need that validation. I don't need that validation. And when you don't need validation, you are able to move among people and congratulate others. If you overlook, it's because it wasn't your time. And this can stay for the rest of your life, you know. Until people recognize you. They might recognize you when you're fucking dead and dig you out and say, oh, this person done something. That could happen to Trisha. Could happen to me. People know. They don't tell you. Sometimes I think about it. All my development might be there. I want the recognition now. But hey, I don't live on borrowed time neither. But hey, people say when people are ready, yeah, they could be ready until they drop dead. If you wait for things, they might come to you or they might not. It's really truly the luck of the draw in this life. Greatness. What is greatness? They say self-praise is no praise. That's negative statement. There's plenty of them. Do you know what it is? Self-praise is no praise. It's stopping you to congratulate in yourself, giving you 3 taps on your shoulder and move on. But don't stay stuck there. Oh, no, you can't. Because it's easy to stay stuck and go, yes, I did this. Wow, it's so beautiful. La, 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 la. Yes! You need to set the next mile. Most people think short term. Convenience, easy, satisfying. Is done. But long-term solution, they always there to stay. Most people think that intangible development, you see, most people think fast. Yeah, moi aussi je peux parler vite et ben tout ça, ouais, c'est un skill. Est-ce que tu comprends ce que je raconte? Mais bien sûr. Oh! That is in confidence talking. You want to show the world that you're a fast person. You can speak fast. You're in a line. You convey your conversation quick. And people encourage you all day long. But really, the smart person convey their communication slow, at a nice pace that somebody follow. Have a pause on time because you need to think about what you're saying, for crying out loud. You do. But many people have wisdom for you. They even show you how they do their work, how they do their tactic, because people have told them that you need to show, because people not most people won't gonna copy you or teach you. Rare is the person who does this. Yeah, good luck to you with this one. But it's true. Because you never know when somebody is going to come up and say, well, I done it. Yeah. I mean, on prend l'apéritif, hein, et on célèbre avec de l'alcool. Do you really know if it's alcohol inside there? I'll show you. What could it be? It's a liquid. That is scarcity in marketing. Do you know how to do scarcity in marketing? Because we are a marketer and we are on the top of our industry. And the marketing is fucking saturated, man. There's so many players in there. It's bursting at the seam. It is. They're all throwing the power word about. But we created 2 new words because we look at Marie Curie. Marie Curie development. I wasn't there. I went to the college of her daughter. Can you imagine? In physics, she created 2 new words. So I thought, well, if the woman did it back in 1906, I think, well, Trisha could do it too. So I look at our industry, the marketing industry, and it was forgotten. It was abandoned. Porter left the supply chains there, and that was it. He did that back in the 1960s. Yeah, he did. In 73, what did they do? The customer acquisition theory. I don't know anymore because I look online for the person who did it when I was researching who did what at what years. And I didn't find anymore. I know they don't erase information. Google is quite good because if you look for Girl Friday development, Google asked me. They even showed it to me last time. When was it? Last year. I didn't ask. They went boom. They showed me my definition of my new word and all my quotes that I've done. They went, we can take them, It doesn't matter to me. Show them to the word for me. That will mean people have their eye on it, and one day they will say, well, it's Trisha who did it, Trisha Amable. Many people want to be like this. Trust me, they do. The robotic is like this too. They say, look at what we done now. Robots are so advanced. Robot training, robot and everything. Look, they even go like this. We can say, have they done anything significant, to be honest? Have they? Yeah, somebody will say it's very significant. If any religious people out there really agree, very religious people will disagree automatically with this one, would they? Because it's written in a scripture, loud and clear, that we cannot make anything at our own effigy. I did Bible study when I was a kid. My auntie forced me to go there, you see. She did. People think that and that's for years, because they think people don't move. Because people don't have patience. That's French now. Patience. Yeah, they don't have patience. They want you to go fast and do things fast. So they will force you to do it. Because also there's one thing, when people say, no, I'm not doing it, they think they have resolve. But there's a way to have everybody at your feet. Tony Robbins find it. He even had people walking on fire for him. And some people didn't walk on fire because everybody thinks they're strong. But we all weak as lump. That's why it exists, because people think they can take you. And when people think they can take you, well, this is war. Because another person say, nah, I don't think so. This is Trump behavior. Now Trump is in the limelight. Oh, what a bad man. He did it on purpose, He bypassed the Senate to be taken. But first, he warned all of us. He took the Venezuela president. I've been attacked myself by people. Jealousy, and envy. I saw that when I was a kid. When I was a tiny, weeny child. That behavior is innate to people. But the people who do that are confident. So now everybody motivate people by telling people like that you're good, you're so influential, you saw this, you saw that. People believe that we need to say that to people. Yes, it's true. Because we never know who can go up. But you have to keep it in balance. Yeah, sharing is good. Sharing is good. Well, people, I know you're doing well on your own. And you have the help of technology to help you power the show if you don't know how to manage your business or if you don't know how to achieve sale. Because out there, there's many people, they don't know how to achieve sale really. And in the middle of all that noise and all people trying to come up and do something for themselves, there's nothing wrong with that, and it is really encouraged. I have noticed, I pay attention to the world around me. I mean, who says that? Elon Musk. I know influential people can make a nation do something quicker, and they implement that inside of people since young. So people think that they need to be influential in order for people to obey them. But really, you can influence your own household and prompt your own children to be on the top. This is highly encouraged, to be honest, because other people will notice. And when they notice you, they derive towards you without you asking. But most people are not patient and they want it now. The ego is so strong that they want to be in the limelight now. And that can stay for the rest of your life because nobody wants to be ignored. Nobody wants to be forgotten because they're becoming older. No. Or they are younger. Because the old adage always says, some people don't even say, they stay silent. But the information is there for you to see and research. I always believe anyone can do anything. They call me naive all through my life. because of my belief. Because people believe that you have to always tell people what they cannot do and they will progress. Because they say some people doesn't realize that they're not doing the right thing. But to be honest, if you want people to progress, you have to recognize what they're doing and tell them they can do it. You will see miracle happening in people. But people have you believe that if you say to people that they can't do something, they will rise up and do something. Well, it's not everybody who likes that outside the play. So you need to take time to look at the person who you have in front of you. If you notice how a person is, you can manage them in a way that they prosper. I know at the army, if you work for the army, you need to be mean and everything. And people also believe that most people doesn't have no meanness inside them. And we need to dig it out. So we will push them. Yeah, that's a technique. It could work. You can put a rise out of people and they will fight back. Because nobody wants to be abused. This is a fact of life. You have to. Because you can't let somebody harm you at any age. But people do need solution to help them at every stage that they are. And all throughout history, people have looked at the world around them and improve it. Because when you look at it, Thomas Edison gave us light. And Ford gave us the car. And other people has made development to the car. Elon Musk gave us slim rocket. Because the rocket were bigger than my yard. But he gave us slim rocket. So of course he wants to continue his own development and he announced it to all the nation because they're expecting him now to do renewable rocket like he wants to do because he's already brought to the world the biggest product. But every product needs to be sold. And many people don't know how to sell. Even large business such as the Co-op, for example, in the UK. They are sustainable. They make great sale. Sometimes they don't have any sale, but they are sustainable. For a brick and mortar, they're doing well, they're large entity. We have Richard Branson out there. He's doing so well. It's believed that in order to sustain his sale was to have a lot of businesses into every single industry and tap into every industry and learn about this industry. Yes, we need those people there, but you still need to sell your stuff. Because from the time you lose your best seller or the people who help you sell your stuff. They got that strategy for you, and they're there, and they help you. When you lose your best staff, you feel it basically until you replace it. You replace them. But you see, and that system works. It does. The system will work. Oh, by the way, I've got locks in my itch remover, and I don't have an itch anymore because it even works on my dirty hair here. Boom. Natural ingredients are miraculous. This magical thing. All industry wants big development and progress because it's important. Some industries are left forgotten. It's not because people didn't want to update it or anything like that. It's because they didn't know how to do it. And this is what happened to the marketing industry. In the sport industry, we see that too. When they have no goal for a while, they remain goalless. And the league table look bleak. They're looking for the best person to fix it. And in Beckham days, David Beckham, he was him. He was a fixer for the football industry. He was the man. Michael Jordan for the basketball. Yeah. Those angels always come. But the marketing industry was left. It was left behind. It was. Just like the football industry. The football is not an industry actually. It's part of the sport industry. They always say in the UK that the last World Cup that they won was in 1966. But the way they say it is always negative. It has that negative intonation. Because the whole of the UK is a negative country. So it is part of their DNA. So of course, when people make a progress, make a goal, they suddenly become genius. They're the savior. I shouldn't laugh. Why not? It releases endorphin. Because when you're too serious, well, you disappear. You have to let your personality shine and run, isn't it? When you see a need, to be honest, you have to feel it with your skill and your ability. In every industry, in everything that you do, when you see that people don't know how to do, you feel it. And people will appreciate it. You don't know that, but they will, to be honest. They will appreciate it. So, large business in the UK seems to have it all, and they got it all together. They're making great sale and recurring sale. This is very well, and we need that to sustain the economy, because if we don't have those big business out there making it strong for everyone, that can cause major problem to the economy and affect everyone. We need those solutions out there. And we need to sell our services, because from the time your customer leave you, if you walk on water, you will see that your business gradually, like this, it may take years. Disappear. But your business need to survive the tide, the rough, even through war. You need to survive. So you have to be level-headed, still make your sell, but your business has to go like this. Watch. And your system have to be in balance. And one day, your business is like this. And that's called sustainability. When your business has rapid growth, you may enjoy the limelight, but your downfall is equally big. You do not have a level up system. So what does that tell you? Is you need solid system behind you. And a business plan is mighty important. Your pestle analysis need to be done, and your pest analysis need to be done. Your contingency plan too. Because if you think that all the plan is in your head, it might be, but it needs to be written down. And preferably by your hand, because one thing that we know is when you pick up a pen and you write on a piece of paper, you write, that connection of your hand is connected to your brain, your cognitive and your hippocampus there. When you write, you make connection, your connection in your brain strong. Is the same thing, is at the back there, is the same thing when you read. So when you write something, you see like this, you're getting stronger. Stronger. You are. It's a skill that you should never lose. Another skill which is very important. When you pick up a book, hardcover book, that's not hardcover, that's paperback. I have my hardcover, but if you pick up a book, paperback, determined mind, that's what you need to have. And if you open it and read it, you sharpen your skill. Now, of course, AI will have you say that they're helping you. Having your assistant doing it for you. Because they say people are convenient. We love convenience. We love things we're going very fast. Who's moving fast? But if you use too much of the progress, if you use too much of the AI and you're unable to pick up a book and read, saying, when I went to Heritage Television to talk about my talk show, they were amazed with my kind of hair. Back to my immigration story. When the woman asked me to come work with immigration as an interpreter in the UK, she went right ahead to give me my car to her boss even before I told her yes. He called me for an interview in deportation camp where they deported people. By that time, the money offer was much, so I went to see the boss. Okay, what happened next? The day of the interview was like, no, these books sound interesting. See? This is a skill that you should get from young. Now, it's important to keep it. We have choice in life. And we don't want to be like the next one. We always need to stand out. Sometimes at the top is very lonely. Yeah, but you stood out, so people will always welcome you back. They will. And talk about you. So you need to keep everything in balance. So now I imparted a lot of wisdom onto you, you know. It's not an itch that I've got there, it's a spot. From time to time a spot goes in my head there, and I don't know why, but it must be DNA. And it must be genetic. That's it. So, oh, this is my fashion label, my own. How many I've done? So many. Just go and kit it out to have a look. If you're not interested, don't be bothered coming, because that means it's not for you. But I like it, me. It's to remind people that money is important, to be honest. There's some people, they don't love money, you know. They think it's useless and they think it's devilish. But money is not devilish. This design called Golden Cash. It's my new brand. It's got the pound, the dollar, and the euro. So many people are distracted with their phone. They go like that, they think they have to. They're all gonna be hunchback, walking like this. Can you imagine a nation of people walking like this? That would be terrible. Everybody gonna bump inside their head. Bam! Ooh, that hurt me. Anyway. I was saying Richard Branson has a massive business. And we need a solution out there. We do. Because big data come from the past. The co-op also is major. Even though those people are doing well, really well, for themselves. Globally, business owners don't know how to sell. So let me introduce to you the Woo theory. The Woo theory tells you people don't know who's coming to use their business to help it grow. Let me bring it closer so you can see. The whole structure might fall, to be honest. Yeah. But we need to find ID to set up our things to. Yeah. Because if you don't try, you see, to put it any way, you wouldn't know where to fit the right thing. So we have to try in this life. If you don't try, you just stuck. But when we don't have the latest to help us, we can still provide the information as long as the information is useful. So, people don't know who's coming to use their business to help it grow. The who's theory. Who, what, how. But this is interesting, but it's not the one I want to show you, because I've done 28 cell theory, and believe me, the who's theory is part of your cell theory. Why? Why is that? It's because you're not selling to animal, do you? You're selling to people. Mind you, we are animal ourselves, but we're the most clever animal. So you are selling to people. We are selling to our staff and to our consumer. So the who's theory tells you that you are selling to your staff and to your consumer. And you do know how to do it. Business owner knows how to access their client and staff to use their business. They know exactly what they're doing, do they? Business owner knows what they're doing to access the client and staff, but they don't know who's coming to use their business to help it grow. And that's a fact of life. So this is a good development, really. Is useful because you need to find out who is coming. Now, many people don't know how to engage with their audience. They think they know, but really, they don't know how to attract their audience. They don't have the right method, and surely they don't have the time to speak to somebody and help them. So therefore, they don't find out the customer need, really, what makes them tick, how to attract them to your product. Maybe your phone, maybe your magnet. But they don't know how to attract them. And there is a method to make people instantly default to you. But that method is inside the system. And the time matrix tells you timing matter, iteration matter, multiplying effect of your strategies and tactics matter, and audience engagement matters. So, when it's come to qualifying lead, remember, it's about time. Girl Friday time matrix engagement. The tick says that your audience is always in your market. It is always in your market. Some marketer may have you think that people coming in and out of the market, but they don't. That's false. They are always in your market, always. Babies coming to the market by their parents. When people die, they are still in the market. Funeral. Do you understand? That's the time matrix engagement. All my theories there are good for university, higher education. They're not really suitable for colleges. They're all for postgraduate university and preferably student marketing. Yeah, because they're the ones who are interested in those theory model. Right. Now, most people, if you look throughout history, and I'm not joking because they tell you that you need to look throughout history in order to improve the world. But you will notice that everybody who created model never ever sold them to anyone. Because people don't like what is not moving. And that's a fact of life. So, if you want to sell a theory, you will definitely have a hard time, because nobody buy theory model. They don't. It's very rare to see a person buying any theory model, even though I visualize in my meditation, I want every businesses worldwide, globally, to have Amable Sales Method on their wall in a product format. Yeah, that's what I want. It might happen in my lifetime or not. I never know, because we never know when things happen in this life. Did we know that Trump gonna send people to bomb Iraq? No. But we know the thing was brewing. We think it didn't happen, but it did. Anyway, there's some evil people out there. Did I just call Trump evil? Yes, because he is. And he probably believes that he needs to be evil to control a nation. I don't know why people prop America as a superpower of the world, because fear rules the world. And when you know that, well, you control others. But you see this Amable Sales Method even though people don't buy theory model, I view this on your office wall and I design it. So therefore, this is where it will be. I want this method on every office wall in the land where it should be. First of all, you can look through as far as the 15th or 16th or 14th century, there were no methods there. Selling method. This is a major development, just like the internet. The 3 little W of the internet is equal to this. It will be equal to this, a selling method. And I can say greatly with all my heart that global businesses don't know how to sell to their audience, sustain it recurringly, consistently, without a solid method, because you all have experience and it's been evidenced throughout the world that business fail all the time. They do. 130 years headline disappear. They went through 2 wars and they gone. Why? They did not have a sales method. They didn't have a solid system behind them to support them. Just in case they fail, just in case they don't know, they didn't have no solid reminders to help them. Amable Sales Method help you keep your audience in mind with the audience component. It reminds you to engage with your audience in such a way that you have recurring sales and that time matter. The timing, your iteration, your multiplying effect of your strategies and tactics, and your engagement matter. It reminds you that market movement exists and that your customers are always there. But you need to find where they are, what they're doing, and how to access them and how to engage with them. Then, where is your audience? And also, you need to segment your market. So, the market theory is just right in the middle. The segmentation theory is there. And it's telling you, pretty too, isn't it? Pretty color. Yeah. It's telling you how to assess them. Then you have our biggest set. Because as psychology is very big in people, biology is too. But this is our psychological model there of consumer need and want. And there are 7 behaviors that people portray worldwide. They don't change. Whoever born, we acquire these 7 behaviors, 7 characteristics and traits of human being is in the psychological need and want strategy model attached to the market. Because everybody is inside the market. No one is left behind. Everybody buy. Simple. Then you have here your main driver. Your headline matter. The reason why you do what you do in matter. Your differentiator matter. And your feature and benefit matter. But it's not to anyone, it's to your target market only. And your audience here is inside your market. Then, complementary sales driver need to be used only when your main sales driver fails. So what you need to use first is your headline, your reason why, your differentiator, and your feature and benefit. Always first. People respond the most when you use headline, reason why, differentiator, feature and benefit. You get a maximum response from people. Of course, it has to be done to your target market only. Now, but social media will fool you. System has to be solid and in place. See? They do. Right. Now, it's good to have an irresistible offer, but it's not always a discount like people might think it is. You can pile up irresistible offer on the top of each other. So your irresistible offer can be benefit on the top of each other, benefit, and less of a feature. And that's become an irresistible offer. You can give a guarantee saying, I guarantee that my services are better than yours. That's comparison right there and there. You can guarantee that if your product breaks, money back. And you have to back up this guarantee too. You do. Then you have your call to action and your social proof. But it's only to your target market. That's the tricky things out there. People do not always talk to their target market. They talk to everyone, hoping to get success. Even though they have a method, they don't use it. They discard it, and after they complain. That's how human nature is. Can't force them to take what they're not ready to take. Then on the top, the whole structure is breaking. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. But, oh, now it's stuck. Oh no. Ah, it's gonna fall. Joke. You have the golden hour principle. 80-20. Pareto rule did that rule in 1906. So it was in a public domain, so Trisha took it, yeah? And I make with it the golden hour principle 20-80. 20% of what you do, 80% access it. You see how my eggs are pretty? But this is your multi-channel strategies. And they attach to your audience. Have you noticed that it's not attached to your market? Have you noticed that it's not attached to your market? Your market is attached to your audience, though, and your timing. It is also attached to your main sales driver and your complementary sales driver. Have you noticed that the psychological model is attached to the market? But your golden hour principle, multi-channel strategy, is not attached to the market. Yet, the people you target are inside the market. Yeah. Because the sales method tells you that you need to send letter out to your audience and time them. That's what it tells you. That's why it's detached from the market. But they are part of the market. You also discuss your omni-channel strategies, which is online, timing matter. The market is online too, on social media. When you have the public button, you're accessing your audience, but you're accessing the never, you know this one there. When you see the one person on his own, that will be social media representation there. You don't know who do you targeting. That's why it's a device group and things like this, so you can target your audience here. Solving a problem of audience attraction. But people still post public, I don't know why. Maybe because they don't have a method to remind them what to do. Simple as this. When you don't have a method to remind them, you, you don't really know what to do. So we solved that problem as Girl Friday. And people really normally don't buy any strategic model. But we're selling it for, actually it was 50 million to be honest. Then after we saw that many people can't buy it, so we put it at 1.3 million pounds. And when I was in my bus again, I said to myself, that is fucking too cheap for what it can do for people. So businesses, any businesses can use it. So 1.7 million pounds. Whenever you're ready to have it on your wall, be my guest. You can get it on La Boutique. The sale is open. And you can go through the secret door. You can. I provide you with a complete sales solution. A first in the world, never been done throughout history of man. It arrived on the 25th of April 2025. I finalized the development of it. And it's offered to any businesses who have the money for it. 1.7 million pounds on La Boutique. Thank you for listening. Bye for now. Trisha, CEO of Girl Friday.